Okay, happy October. Our first Her Society team call. So exciting. I have Adriana here, myself, and Miss Daniela will be leading the call with me today. We are going to kick it off with some recognition, and then Adriana's going to share, Daniela's going to share, I'm going to close it out, and we may have Miss Cristi show up at the end. I know she's on here taking her kids, picking them up and dropping them off from school, mom duties. But we are going to try to get her on at the end if we go long enough. So drop a 10 in the chat if you are ready to go. I hope you're taking notes. I'm going to give you this recognition time to get a pen and paper out because note takers are money makers. And I know we're all here to make some money. So let's get this started. Hello, hello, and welcome again to our October kickoff call. So cute. Take a picture, take a video, and slap it on your Instagram story. Tell people if they're ready to make some money on Wi-Fi, DM you start to get started. Perfect enrollment call to kick off October. So welcome on in. We're going to start this off with welcoming our new beauty influencers. In the month of September, Her Society has brought in 122 new BIs. So if you are brand new and joined last month, drop your Instagram in the chat so we can follow you, we can welcome you, we can show you some love and just give you a big virtual hug. Welcome. We have Ella, we have Izzy, we have Kendra, Denise, so many new girls coming in hot. And you guys are on the call. Miss Selena, Christina, welcome in, welcome in. Keep dropping it. Rosa, we are so happy you guys are all here. Miss Khadijah, so exciting. We're gonna go ahead and start to congratulate our top personal volume girlies for the month of September. These are leaders that have top PV, top personal sales with their customers, their products. If you're brand new, your personal volume is going to be your personal sales, anything you purchase or sell. And we are just here to shout you out and congratulate you. You are the top 10 out of thousands of beauty influencers. So, congratulations to Desiree Dennis, Kayla Prasad Bihari, the Kona's Barbershop, Miss Ella Estrella, Yelena Mello, Sonia Hodsoni, Alexis Hidalgo. We have Laura Guzman, Giselle Gonzalez, and Sophia Knight. Huge round of applause to all of our top PV. We need you girls to drop your Instagrams in the chat so we can follow you and copy everything that you're doing to get our PV up. Miss Desiree has over 1,000 PV. She did over $2,000 in product sales last month. So that PV isn't just her buying things, that is her selling $2,000 worth of product and getting paid $1,000 in just product sales. So we need Miss Desiree to host a PV call. And maybe Desiree, I don't know if you're on here, but we asked Daniela if we could get you to share. So maybe during Daniela's part, she can get you to share how you did that. But so amazing. We need to take all of the notes. All right, and then we have our top group volume for September. These are leaders that are growing their teams. If you see your upline's name on here, that means you are growing right along with them. So huge shout out to my team. Congratulations, everyone. We have Miss Adriana Tilly. Gentili. I don't want to call her a Gentile. We always make jokes about that. And then we have Catherine Espin, Daniela Mancuso, Monica Naranjo, Courtney Gibbons, Amber Rustic, Anjanette Reyes, Early Nunez, and Alma Noriga. Huge congratulations to our leaders and directors for having top 10 group volume. So proud of all of you. And then we have some announcements for October, some really important stuff. We went over this on the CEO Talks call, but just some reminders. I know there were some messages in the chat. A lot of you are new for the $6 Allo enrollment campaign. And people are like, what's the $6 enrollment? What does this mean? So the way that we promote the $6 enrollments, sometimes you'll see $5 enrollments, $6 enrollments. The way that I share this is sign up for $6 and unlock your discount to get your 125 kit. So yes, you can enroll people for $6. They'll get a free allo, but we want to be enrolling people with the highest kits possible. So the way that we share this is just spend $6 to unlock your discount and your commit and earn 50% commission. You'll get a free allo. Adriana says it's $8.50 for Canada, and you get free apple cider vinegar gummies instead of the aloe. So I know we shared this on the CEO Talks, but what flavor have you guys been loving? I'm team mango for sure. I'm a mango girly. I love my mango. So we have our aloe glow for free, which is huge. We've already all been talking about it for the last year. So if you have been here for a while and you've been talking about aloe, your followers, your audience, they know aloe, and this could be the thing that gets them started. So Ella said, would this be mainly better for girls who want to build their own kit? Yes. Yes. So they'll add on the $6 enrollment and then they can unlock their discount and add the products to their cart. So yes, great question. And then we have our recharge sticks available from convention. They are now available for purchase. There's a 20% off hair and brow sale. So there's hair products, brow products, 20% off. And then the President Tour starts next week. Keep an eye out on the chats. We'll send all of the like dates, schedules, and calendar things in there. So lots of things happening in October. We also have some incentives for October. I don't know if you girls saw, but this 250 PV gift, the pharmacy mini brush set. We need it. We need it. So get your PV by October 10th to get the pharmacy mini brush set. Daniela's going to be sharing some PV and like sales tips. And then you also can choose from the Dr. C Tuna Styling Dry Shampoo or the Calendula Face Cream. If you have 125 PV this month, for 250 PV all month long, you can get the Dr. C Tuna Tea Tree line. But drop a 10 in the chat if you're going for 250 by the 10th and you want that pharmacy mini brush set. I'm dropping all the 10s. I want that mini brush set. It is so cute. So if you are brand new, you get free products for achieving 125 PV and 250 PV. So this is something we do every month. There's new products up on the incentive list every single month. Wow. Some of you, okay, yeah, drop 125 if you're already active. 250 if you already have 250. We see Amber has 250 PV. She has the mini brush set already. Mandy is active, Ella's active, Lisa's active. Congratulations. This is huge. And you will get these products on your next order. So if you already have 250 PV, you place another order, you will see the free product there at the bottom of the list. So very exciting. And that is just something that I should have not done. But we are excited to get into this training. Miss Adriana is a golden director. We just got back from Turkey together. She is a best-selling author on Amazon and also a mom to two beautiful children and a wifey. So, my pharmacy bestie, we're going to hand it off to you while you kick us off on this beautiful October afternoon.
Hello, hello. Thank you, Kat, my little bestie. I mean, I don't know if you saw the pic that I sent you, but I had my delish coffee in our little matching bestie cups that we got from Turkey. Also, just to make sure the caffeine is up, because I know y'all expect me to bring the energy and the heat. Can I see who has their aloe glow right now? Their glow drink going on. Show me all your cups, ladies. If you've had, oh, Mandy's already finished hers. Anna's holding hers up. We got Daniela with her water going on in there. Ella just finished hers. That's what I'm talking about. We want to be a product of the product, right? Or even if you've had your recharge this morning or a delish, put like delish or recharge or aloe glow in the chat. I want to know, are you being a product of the product? Are you all lit up as much as me? Because I am feeling the triple caffeine right now. So hello everyone. Mandy's like, oh yeah. All right. Well, I can't disappoint, you know? Anyways, okay, fam. We got some big goals going on, right? Like we have some big goals we want to hit. We know it is so possible to grow, to become better versions of ourselves. We just heard on CEO Talks, like, oh my gosh, Tatiana's story. She's an immigrant. She was a cleaning lady before she got started. She's experiencing domestic violence. She has 3 children, and she started pharmacy to literally escape. And she did. So if she can do it and have no experience and rise to that, so can we. Right. So I want to also see, does everybody have their notebooks out? I love what you said there. Mine says God goals growing and glowing. We got Kat's Miami on there. Great. Remember what Kat said? I love what she said. Note takers are money makers. And I don't know about you, but I'm not taking an hour out of my day to not make some money over here. So let's get our notebooks out because we have a lot to take. Okay. First step, and I'm going to move a little bit fast. So if you have questions, put it into the chat, but sharing is caring and I could talk forever. So first of all, what are we doing here? Like, what is your monthly goal? What is your goal for October? Is that a new percent level? Are you trying to go for 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 22, 25? Are you trying to hit a certain rank? Are you trying to hold a certain rank? Are you trying to make a certain numerical value? Do you have a bill that you really want to erase and get that taken care of? What is your goal? First, you need to write it into your book because if it's not written, it's not happening. And I need to see, we have 45 beautiful ladies watching this live and so many watching the recording. And if you're watching the recording, this applies to you too. Just don't think because I can't see you right now that we're not going to check in and be like, hey sis, you said you watched a call. What's your goal? Right? So everybody write in the chat right now, what is your goal? And Daniela is really going to help reverse engineer some of that with some real planning strategies in there for you. But that's really where it all begins, is forward looking into the future of where are we going and reverse engineering from there. And I wrote this in the chat and I've said it last time, but I think the more that I say it, the more it's going to stick. But if you knew that $100,000 is going to be dropped in and deposited into your bank account by October 31st, no doubt about it. If you attended the calls, took the action, would you do it? Absolutely, you would. So we must act as if you are already her. Okay, so what is your goal? Put that in the chat. What I really love to do at the beginning of every month, and this can actually apply to fitness goals, to parenting goals, to anything, but it's a strategy that I learned from the marketing and business mogul, Alex Hormozi. Put a 2 in the chat if you know who Alex Hormozi is. Put a 3 in the chat if you're like, I have no idea. Okay. So a strategy that he has said, and I'm going to give us deliverables for all of us, but we're going to expand on each. It is a method called more, better, new. More, better, new. So write that down. More, better, new. Now create a separate line in your notebook and write more. I'm going to explain what each one is, and I'm going to be vulnerable with you, and I'm going to share you what my more, better, new is. So it gives you some ideas of what yours could be, but yours might not be the same as me. So more, better, new. What are you doing right now that is working, and do more of that? And I'll give you examples, but let me explain each. What are you doing now that is not necessarily doing as well as you feel like it could, and you want to get better at it? And then what is something new that you want to try or implement that could possibly potentially get to that goal at the end of the month? So more, better, new. So some examples are, and these are my personal ones, and I encourage you to write down what your more, better, new is. And I am going to ask you at the end of this to write in what your more, better, new is. But for example, more for me looks like more reach outs. I love doing reach outs. I would say like 90% of my business comes from reaching out. And you can even more better new reach outs, for example. I want to make sure that we have 5 PR boxes. We had a whole call on it. 5 PR boxes that we can send out for free, $1,000 worth of full-size free products to influencers with 50,000 people or more on Instagram. And we have 5 of them per golden team available. So we should be sending out all 5 no matter what, kind of first come, first serve. How you do that is you reach out to these people with over 50K followers. And once they say yes, they are open to receive the products, you tell your golden director above. Okay, so for me, I want to make sure that I get those hit. For me, for reach outs, I want to make sure to enroll 5 new beauty influencers this month. Yours might be 3, 4, whatever, right? But more reach outs, that works for me. More follow ups, that works for me. Kat, are you going to give those scripts now or when you speak? Now, when you speak. Kat's gonna give us some examples for reach outs and follow-ups in the script after when she goes, okay? More content. More content. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I know it seems like duh, but we really have to have a real self-reflection moment. I'll be honest. The people that I see that make the most amount of money post the most content. It is like a huge factor of our business is to post content, right? It brings awareness, it brings curiosity, it brings validation. It shows that you're doing something, that you're up to something. If I go to your page and I have no idea that you're with pharmacy, that's not a good sign, right? And people that are posting content in order, I would say, of most success is speaking videos, right? So speaking videos does better than stock photos, right? We know this. This isn't a social media class, but stick with me here, okay? So people who post more content make more sales, enroll more influencers, period. Speaking videos, in-person photos, more of you with product makes more sales. No content, people who don't post any content and say, I'm not getting any business, that's a huge reason and indicator why not. So I need to post more content because that's working. For me in specific, that's TikTok, the consistency. So doing more of that, right? And the last one here for more that works really, really well are events. We all know how well events work. When we mass invite, people experience the products, experience the community, they're more likely to stick around, to get started, etc. So if there's an event going on in this month, can you please write it in the chat? Why? Because we're a team. And even if there's an event in California or Texas, we should all be promoting and posting it because you don't know who follows you from those areas. And what a blessing it is to have a team that's hosting this for you that you get to invite to it. So don't feel that if you see an image because someone's hosting something in Miami or Cali and you don't live there, that it's not relevant for you. It absolutely is. And if we're here to really boost up our business, we really have to promote these things because we don't know who's around that area that we don't even know that's watching. So put in the chat right now if there is an event going on in your area that you either know of or you're hosting yourself. We have to fill up our calendar. So put those events in there. Kat reminded me, show me your calendar and I will show you your income. Right? So that's the more. So what are you going to do more of that's working for you, that you have brought awareness of, like, hey, this is actually working. I should do more of that. For me, more reach outs, more follow-up, more content, more events. Right? Great. Better. So what am I doing that I could be better at? Well, I don't know about you, but hearing Desiree make over $1,000 of profit take home from customer sales because she sold over $2,000 in product, I don't know about you, but that makes me say, hold on, there's a gap in my business because my name's not on that list. And that's a problem for me because I know it's possible because Desiree's doing it and many others are doing it, right? But I also take personal responsibility of why that's happening. Because if I look at my content, what is my content? If you go to my feed, it's mainly me either posting sisterhood and community because that's why I got started. So that's really my story. So I go heavy on the community, or it's me looking fly wearing the makeup and that's how I show the product. But what it is not is product use. If I want, majority of my paycheck is coming from bringing in business partners and leadership. So that's the reflection. Content, community equals paycheck from community. You see that reflection? So if I want to make more customer retail sales, I've brought the awareness around what I could be better at is making more content of me actually using the product. And I do put it on my stories, but clearly it's not reflecting back in revenue the way that I want it to. So that means I need to become uncomfortable and post it on my feed. And what is the limiting belief there? Well, I don't know if I'm going to get as many views. I don't know if I'm going to get as many likes. I don't know if that's the content people want, but I have to create the culture of what I want the outcome in my business to be and shelf that limiting belief and shelf that insecurity and just do it anyways. Because compounded effort, the more that I'm going to post me using the product on my feed, the more reflection in my customer retail sales I should make. So I did spend this whole week with my team in Dominican. We did a bunch of makeup looks. So that's my better. I'm going to put that into my content strategy. So with your content style, how to do that, right? For the beginning of the month, I really encourage you to create your content calendar and to prep it. Remember, ChatGPT is fabulous for this. The more specific you are, the better. But even asking ChatGPT, and if you have your own ChatGPT account, you don't need to pay for it yet. But if you have your own, you log in, it knows you, right? And the more you use it, the more that it knows you. So if you write something in there like, help me create a 30-day content calendar to help me bring in more customer sales for the beauty products that I sell, which are makeup, skincare, hair care, and wellness supplements. And my passions include being a mother, riding my horses, and the gym, right? Because it can't be sales, 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 sales. ChatGPT knows this, but it needs to know a little bit about what your passions are so it can sprinkle it in. So, beginning of the month, what I can be better at, more customer retail sales. How do I do that? I'm going to go into ChatGPT, ask it how I would do that. It's going to create me a 30-day content calendar. Mainly, I'm presuming it's going to tell me to just show and display the products, right? Okay, so what are you going to do? What are you already doing right now that could be better? We need to write that down. The last one is new. I will preface and say that the most important things to focus on is your more and better because I understand it can be a little bit overwhelming when you're like, I'm doing all of these things for my business. Now I need to do something new. I get it. But what we've always done is what we're always going to get. In order to see change, we must change. So, what is something that I'm going to do that's new? I have three things. This is for me, but maybe could be for you. But for me, what I want to start doing that's new is remember, success leaves clues. And what I've really noticed about Stormy's team, what they do is when they have a new influencer, a new business partner get started, they get them started and they host a personal opportunity call for that new influencer's network. So, for example, I have the beautiful Izzy on the line right here, who's been posting wonderfully. Congratulations, Izzy. She just got started. She made a sale the first day that she posted about it. Love that. She has a strategy going. But we have a call together. And what I'm going to say is, Izzy, let's invite everybody that you know onto a personal opportunity call for you. And I will host it with you. And let's just invite everybody because that's like an online event, right? So what's new is I want to try new launch strategies with new partners and see what's working. And I've noticed Stormy does that because I've attended. I've kind of snuck in there a little bit on the DL, but I loved it and it inspired me. And I want to reciprocate. I want to do that as well. The next thing that I want to do that's new is I see from Brittany Metke. Facebook is an untapped gold mine that I have kind of left to the wayside. I haven't posted anything on Facebook, and I know there's so much money to be made on Facebook. So I might not focus a ton of energy on it, but I am going to start posting more on Facebook to just start the momentum going. So I don't know about you if you post on Facebook or not, but that could be for you, but that's something new for me. The next one is, I don't know about you, but I saw Tatiana say that for 5 years with 3 kids leaving domestic violence and switching careers, she's gone live every single day. And I know my limiting belief on that is I don't have the time. I don't always look nice. I don't look presentable. Like I can write a laundry list of why I haven't done that every day for 5 years because I haven't, but it's working for somebody else. And that's something new that I could do and shelf my limiting beliefs and my insecurities about it in hopes to achieve my end goal of going platinum, right? So that is the more better new. For also just to circle back because I see my notes here with the better when I'm talking about content calendar, just an example that I feel would be valuable for all of us. Let's just talk about that aloe glow, the $6 aloe glow or the 850 apple cider vinegars, right? I said I want to make more retail sales. So that includes me posting more product, but a great way to think about how can you really monetize that, the new products that we're going to receive with the $6 and 850 enrollment. One is obviously create a stock image, which is, a written image. What I mean a stock image is on your stories, it's like a still shot. And it might be a photo of the aloe glow and like, did you know? And or like, a before and after photo works the best, right? Transformation. So Kat has amazing bloating ones. I believe that's for L-carnitine. But regardless, right? So an image. That's one. Two is a story talking video. It should be me with the aloe. Oh my gosh, I love my aloe glow. It's so good. I have it every single day. It helps with debloating. It helps with internal inflammation because it soothes the digestive system. Remember, you can always ask ChatGPT too, right? Like, what are the benefits of ingesting aloe? What are the benefits of ingesting apple cider vinegar? And put that in your stock image, but also speak about it. You're going to get more educated on the products. And we know that talking captures the most attention. The currency of right now is attention. So that's going to do your best. The third is a feed post, right? So that might look like, come do my morning routine with me. And I'm showing myself using the aloe glow. Or might be like, this is my best kept secret for debloating. Have you ever heard of ingesting aloe? Oh my gosh, I have to tell you all about it. Right. So those are three things that you can do for your content that goes in with the promotion that's happening right now. So I want everybody to write in the chat right now, what is your more better new? What is your more better new? What is your more better new? And I'm going to go into now here. When we talk about our more better new, it's really important to face our objections. What does that mean? What do you need to write this down? I know I'm asking you to write a lot, but that keeps us all engaged, right? Okay, more, better, new. And what do you feel your possible setbacks would be in achieving your more, better, new or achieving the end month goal? What setbacks is that? Is there like a new, sports thing that your kids are doing so your calendar's a little bit more full? Do you have a vacation coming up in the middle of the month and that might get in the way? Do you have family events? Like, what is it? What is it that could possibly set you back this month? Is it what would set you back is you don't know what to post? We have to really look at what would set us back this month from achieving that goal and know it now on October 1st so we can address it before it even happens so we can create an action plan to make sure it doesn't. Maybe that does look like content batching so that you're prepared for your content so when you go away on your vacation, you're ready to post. Maybe that looks like scheduling your meetings before the children's, football games and whatever's going on, or, your evening shifts if you're working your job. Like, what is it that would hold you back? And we have to look at it, address it, fix it, move forward, right? And the last thing that I want to say, and I am not attacking anyone, okay? I'm speaking from experience. I've been in leadership for quite some time, and the topic I really want to cover right now for really quick is not to conform to the negativity. Don't conform to the negativity. I know it's obvious, but what does that mean? We just launched a whole new Her Society. That came with a whole new list of chats, WhatsApp chats, trainings. Today we had CEO talks, and then now we have this. And then later at 8 p.m., Isa has one. Like we have notifications, bing, 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 happening everywhere. We have meetings happening left, right, and center. Like we have a lot going on. We got to create content, like all of the things, right? How many of you can agree that you've had people get started and they're like, oh my gosh, it's just like the chat is so overwhelming. There's so much going on in there, and you don't know how to handle it. You're like, oh shoot, you know how valuable they are. You're plugged in, you know how valuable it is, but you have someone who's like not down with it yet because they don't know how it's going to help them, right? Don't conform to that negativity. And don't you be the root of that negativity either. How many of you were on Isa's Bible study yesterday and she gave the parable of the 10 servants of the 10 minas, right? The servant who had a lot went out and got more. The servant who had little harbored it and got nothing, punished for it actually, right? How does that translate into our lives? I love to use this mantra for all objections and not being excited about the chats, the calls, the trainings, all that kind of stuff is an objection, right? It's just a negativity around it. What I always love to remember is to agree, relate, educate. Why? Agree brings down the wall. If you just went in right there and someone is like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. I don't even know what to do, whichever. And you're like, yeah, but you know what? If you do this, it's going to really benefit you. And because you know the value, they're going to be like, they didn't even hear me. They don't understand me. I'm going to put my wall up, gone, right? Agree, relate, educate. When you agree with someone, you bring the wall down. When you relate to them, it's I see you. When you educate them, it's saying what's truly on your heart because now you've brought down the wall, you've related with them, and now you can really say what you want to say. So in this circumstance specific, it would be agree. Oh my gosh, I know. Relate. I thought that too when I first got started. It was a lot. Educate. But I am so grateful that even though there's a lot going on, that I don't have to look into the back office to see where the next promotion is because the team's got that, they put it in. I'm so grateful that I have people who've gone before me and they're willing to share how they've done it. I'm so grateful to have this, right? So to agree, relate, educate goes very far. And it's really just shifting all of our mindsets around it. You know, I know there's a lot of dings, pings, and all the things going on, but what a blessing. We have to switch our mindset from the worst outcome or the worst, like, oh, this is a lot. I have so much to do, to, oh my goodness, what? Thank you, God, for giving me this opportunity to steward these people who trusted me, that got started with me, that believe in my leadership. Thank you so much that I have this opportunity to help these people. Thank you so much. I have this opportunity to change my life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have to all really tap into that positivity. We need to move it forward. We need to bust through any negativity around it because we know what is possible for people. But if we conform to the negativity and we don't address it or we just let these people believe that it's just so much and so overwhelming, you have to always continue to recast the vision, recast them to remind them that this is why you're here. This is what, if you attend the calls, if you look at Isa, who's already making so much money, but hosting so many things, right? I know she already has created the time freedom so she can, but it's because she plugged into every opportunity she could. And I have limited time. Yes, I know you do too, but you know what? If we plug into as much as we possibly can and we check our group once in the morning, once in the evening minimum, or every time it goes off, we just take a little glance. It's not going to compound. It's not going to feel like too much. And we're going to get to that point of that goal that we set for ourselves because so many before us has gone before us and has proven it's possible, right? So I'm leaving you with agree, relate, educate. Oh, sorry. I'm leaving you with more, better, new your business. I'm leaving you with addressing your setbacks, addressing your own objections, facing them head on, creating an action plan to not let anything hold you back. And I'm leaving you with making sure that you check your mindset every single day. I had one of my influencers say this and it stuck with me. And she says every single morning she wakes up and she writes in her journal, this is the best day of my life. This is the best day of my life. And maybe you think it's over dramatic. Maybe it's a boring day. Maybe it's a day, every day like anything other. But if you wake up every day and you start to really take note of the conversation that's going on in your mind and you're like, today is the best day of my life. Do you know what scientifically is proven? Your brain starts to scan and search for what makes today the best day of your life. And it could be the weather, the food you're eating, the conversations you're having. It can be something big, it can be something small. But if we wake up every single day and we say, this is the best day of my life, we are going to turn every day into the best day of our life, and we're not promised tomorrow. And that's kind of the scary thing. So we have to act as if today is the best day of our life because it is, because we woke up today, because we have this beautiful opportunity to be here together, to learn together, to rise together, to become her. All right. I'm passing it off to my beautiful Mama Jama, Miss Daniela, who's going to help give us some reverse engineering steps, some planning. Take it away, Daniela.
Amazing. Thank you, Adriana. Thank you for sharing all those tips. I absolutely love the more better new. I love everything that you said. I feel like these are the tips that everybody needs to really just go into have a better October than September and continue to grow your business and thrive. So that's awesome. All right. So first things first, guys, I want to go over everything that should be a standard for you and yourself in your business. Just like any other business, like a traditional business, they all have standards. They all have things that they need to get done every single day, every single week, every single month. So those are things that you need to have for yourself in your business. And one of the standards that I always preach to my team and something that has always been embedded in myself is to have 125 PV between the first and the 5th of the month. Now you're probably like, okay, why though? Like why between the first and the 5th? The reason why I strongly think that having your goal as to get your PV done and out of the way from the first and the 5th is so that you can focus on your other goals for these next 5 days, and then these next 5 days, and then these next 5 days. So you get your PV out of the way, your PV is done, your paycheck qualified, you're good to go, you can start working on other things. And then what happens when you set that standard for yourself? Duplication. You have teammates coming in. You have people that are joining with 125 PV and they know that by the 5th of the month, they want to make sure that they focus on customer sales. We want to make sure that, I'm not saying go buy your products, go spend money every single month. We're here to make money, not to spend money, right? So I always say focus on customers for the first 5 days of the month. Do your reach outs, get your customers flowing. Hey, like we just launched this promo. Like, did you need any products? Like, I know that you were interested in the hair care. Did you want to start your month off with glowing hair, like growing hair and thicker hair, blah, blah, blah. Hey, we just launched this. Or even when there is no promo, having your clientele base between the 1st and 5th of the month, get that out of the way. And then you duplicate that in your team. And then what happens? Then this person has 125 PV. That person has 125 P. This person. By the end of this, by the time you know it, you're already like 5,000 points by the 5th because you duplicated that into your team's mindset as well to focus on customer sales between the 1st and 5th of the month. That's just standard that I set for myself, and I implement that in my chat, and I think it's super, super important. And then secondly is knowing your numbers. Like knowing your numbers is everything in business. I think this is something that goes over a lot of people's head. A lot of people are just like, oh, I want to hit director. Okay, well, do you know how many points you need to accumulate a day to hit director? Do you know how many points you need to have by the end of the week to hit director? Like knowing your numbers is crucial. Again, any traditional business, like they have a revenue goal that they need to hit just to break even. What's really cool here is we don't have to pay for shipping. We don't have to pay for product packaging. We don't have to pay for the ingredients. Like none of that's taken care of for us. You know what I mean? So what's really cool here is when you know your numbers and you have that set goal for yourself, like it's so much easier to obtain, and you know what you're going to bring in for yourself at the end of the month. Okay, so for example, I'm going to actually drop this in the chat right now so that you guys can go ahead and look at it with me. But I just dropped in our content and infographics what the GV is for each percentage number. So if you're trying to, aim for 6% level, and that's your percent that you want to hit in October, that's 400 GV, 400 points. So what you would typically do is, okay, there's 31 days in October. You're going to whip out your calendar, your calculator. You're going to put 400 because that's the goal to be at 6%. And you're going to divide that 400 by the amount of days in the month. So divide it by 31, which means that you just need 12 points a day to get to your 6% level by the end of October. It's that simple. If you want to know like how you're going to get it by week, then obviously you're going to take that 12 and times it by 7 days. You need to end the week off at 84 points. Okay, so knowing your numbers is crucial. I'm going to break down director really quick. I already got it in my head. If you want to hit director, we all know it's 5,000 points. Okay, well, actually, there's 31 days, not 30. So 5,000 is the number you're going to type in for director. You're going to then divide that by the amount of days in the month, 31 days. You need 161 points daily to hit director on the 31st day of the month, the last day of the month. Okay, if you want to know what you need to do weekly, 161, 161 times 1,127 points by the end of each week, because there's typically 4 weeks in a month, right? That way you always know, okay, well, if I'm 40 points shy, let's add that to the next, now we have 20 days left. What are the points remaining? Divide that by 20 days. How can I stay on track to my target? How can I make sure that every single day I'm working towards that goal? I'm obviously going to give you income producing activities to work towards those things, but just to have that visualization of that number that you have in your head. Like, I'm a very numerical person, so I feel like when I know a number, I know how to break that down backwards to hit it, right? And a tip, if you're also a visual person, because I am the type of person who needs to learn very visually. Like, if you tell me to read something, I probably won't read it. I'm just like that. My brain does not work like that. I need visual things. So grab yourself a stack of sticky notes, okay? And you're gonna write 161 points on that sticky note. And then you're gonna just slap it up on your wall, okay? So that you see it here every single day. So that when you hit that 161 point, you're gonna do this, you're gonna be like, damn. And you're gonna take that shit off the wall. Sorry. You're gonna take it off the wall. It feels so good to put like some sort of like attention to your success. I love doing this. I used to have my whole entire wall filled of sticky notes. It was so much fun. Or, if you sign up a new BI, you have FIs. I always call it BI. FI, you want to do 3 FIs, then you want to do X amount of customer sales. Every single time you get a new FI, you take it off the wall. Every single time you get a customer sale, you take it off the wall. Like, it becomes so much fun because it becomes like an action that you can do instead of just be like, oh, signed up an FI, yay. Like, do something to celebrate that and something feel like it's a feel good thing that I absolutely love to do. So that's just something that I wanted to share. But yeah, so knowing your numbers now, obviously, what are income producing activities that you can do to make sure that you hit those numbers? Well, if your goal is to, have 161 points a day, if you're going for director, how are you going to get those points? Where are those points going to come from? Right? Are they going to come from your customer sales? Are they going to come from, new FIs joining with a $125 package or $200 package? Because you want to make sure minimum is 161, right? Cool. What do you need to do in order for that to happen then? You need to either be posting product content, right, to bring customers in, or you need to be posting, attraction marketing about the business. And why should people want to start this business with you? What's so important about this business? How has this business changed lives? What's this community about? Like, showcasing all the things that are so beneficial that we have to offer here. And those are the income producing activities that you really want to focus in on. If you want customer sales, well, then transformations, tutorials, talk about, how the product has done X, Y, and Z for you. If you want new, influencers and beauty influencers, and you want to make sure that you're talking about why start a pharmacy? Why did you start? Share your story. Like, you need to have some sort of action attached to those numbers so that those numbers actually come to reality and they actually come to life. And something that I used to do, especially when I first started off in the industry, like, I was a nobody. I had 300 followers, was super shy, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, did not want to be on camera. I still sweat, and it makes me I don't know, a camera is just always going to be not for me, but I do it anyway. But I gave myself a schedule so that I can follow something so I didn't feel so lost. Because sometimes I remember, like, especially in the beginning, I felt so like, what do I post? What do I talk about? What, like, oh my goodness, today's Tuesday, and like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, no, if you set yourself up for the week and you have like things strategically in place, everything's just going to flow and everything's going to feel so easy. For example, if you have a content schedule, and I'll kind of run through what a Monday to Sunday typically used to look like for me, and you can obviously implement these things like however you'd like to. It doesn't have to be this exact content schedule. But what I did for Mondays were my motivational Mondays. Okay, I feel like everyone hates Mondays, so let's talk about some motivational stuff so that we can like get everybody hyped. And how would I find those motivational things to talk about? I probably listen to a podcast. I read a book or find a quote that I really liked, and I go on my story and talk about it. Or I share that podcast and then share how it made me think that day and how I was so excited. And I no longer look at Mondays as something that's a drag. Now I'm motivated because it's a fresh start to the week. Like, I'm excited for Mondays. I actually love Mondays. I don't have to go to a 9 to 5 job that I hate. I get to sit in my PJs in my office and work while I play with my son. Like, it's the coolest thing ever, right? So motivational Mondays was something that was every single Monday I did. Tuesdays, I did tutorials. Every single Tuesday, I did some sort of product tutorial, whether it was the makeup, the hair care, or whatever the case may be. I did something to showcase a start to a finish of a product, right? Wednesdays, why pharmacy? Talk about the business. Talk about anything in regards to the business. Talk about the community. Talk about all the different reasons why you started. And you don't have to cram it in all on one day. Maybe this Wednesday you could talk about the community. Maybe next Wednesday you could talk about the commissions, the commission rates. Maybe the following Wednesday after that you talk about something else about why pharmacy, so that you have a plan every single day of the week of what you're going to talk about, and you don't even have to think, right? Thursdays were transformational Thursdays. So showcasing other people's transformation. I can showcase myself too, but like that was the days where I was posting before and afters. That was the days where I was like just showing, this person lost X amount of weight. This person, their hair care like routine that they're using. Look at the difference. Like it got so much thicker. It got so much longer. Look at her skin transformation from this time to this time. Like sharing other people's wins and success and transformations. You can even do that when it comes to like income. If some people, like shout out Kat, shout out Cristi, shout out Adriana, shout out whoever about what they've achieved. That transformation is something that people really hold on to, because we're in a business of transformation. We're not here to make transactions. We're here to make transformations, right? So showcasing that is super important. Fridays would be my fun day. Everybody loves Good Friday. I'd go out and have some fun and show, whatever it was about my lifestyle that I was doing that day, so that people could also get to know me and that my stuff isn't just like business, right? Saturdays was kind of a free day. Whatever I felt like posting, I would post. And Sundays was my self-care days. So that was the day where I was doing my face mask. That was the day where I was doing my skincare routine. That was the day where I was showing that I was making laundry and like the customers that I got for the week or whatever the case may be. Or if you want Sundays as your off day. I don't know if I should be saying this, but I'm one of those people where I'm just like, you need a day for yourself. So me, I take Sundays, like I don't post on Sundays. I don't do anything on Sundays, but that's just me. Take one day out of the week and pour back into yourself. So we have PTSD. Yeah, so setting yourself up for success means pretty much just knowing what your tomorrow is going to look like today, and making sure that you have some sort of structure that you're following, that you have some sort of guide and layout. You know your numbers, you know where you're going. Okay, like it's business is not going to happen for you if you just like post and pray. Okay, you need to have some sort of a plan. And with that plan, there needs to be consistency. And with that consistency, you need to know, okay, well, I'm consistent in this area and this area, but this is not working and this is. So let's do more of this, right? It's just understanding how your business works. Like Adriana said, what can you do more? What can you do better? What can you do that's new? And always like kind of like redesigning your business as you go and fitting it to what is working, take out what's not working. Other than that, that's pretty much all that I wanted to go over, but set yourself, 5 minutes after this call, write down your goals. If you already write them down, you're ahead of the game. But make sure you write down your numerical goals, get your little sticky notes, post them up on your wall, tag me. Like, I want to see you ripping those things off every single day in the month. I think that's so cool. I love to see other people, like, having that success and doing that action. So, but yeah, let's have a really, really productive October. I'm going to pass it off to Kat. This girl, you already know, like she's literally the queen of everything. I'm so blessed to be doing business side by side with you. So I can't wait to hear what you're going to share and pour into the team.
Yay! I have notes on notes on notes. How many of you are receiving so much value right now? Drop a five in the chat. Maybe wiggle your arms. I know we've been sitting here for a while, but if I still have your attention, if we are still ready for more value and more skill sets and more things that will help us kick off October strong, keep putting fives in the chat for me. Maybe drop some hearts so I know that you're here and we'll get right into it. I'm just like, wow, I have my more better new. I'm going to do more recognition, more get ready with me's, more day in the lives. I'm going to be better at events, reach outs, and follow ups. I hate reach outs. I hate follow ups. I just want to post and I just want people to message me and sign up right when I send them the link. But we have to reach out, we have to follow up. And then I'm going to start doing new collaborations, new trainings, and sharing success stories. I haven't been doing that lately, sharing other success stories through pharmacy. And then with Daniela, raising our standards. Something that came to my head was, when we raise our standards, we bring in more leaders. And sometimes we don't raise our standards when it comes to enrolling new beauty influencers or the way that we train people and the things, that we put up with and focus on. When we hold ourselves to high standards and we lead by example, we naturally attract capable people who are motivated by excellence. So if you raise your standards to excellence, when you expect people to be self-efficient, when you expect people to hop on a Zoom call, when you expect people to talk in a chat, when you expect people to follow what you say on these big calls, or you're not going to get with them in small meetings, you are attracting people that want to follow excellence, that want to be self-efficient. So it's important that we raise our standards with what we achieve for our PV in our first month, what we achieve with our personally enrolled beauty influencers, and you will automatically attract people of excellence that also get their PV in the first month, that also enroll 5 beauty influencers a month, that also host their own trainings, right? So let's hold our standards high. Let's know our numbers. If we are going for director this month, drop a five in the chat for that 5K. We're going for 5K in sales. If you're going for director for the first time, $162 a day. And maybe you are on October, let's say October 7th comes along and you have 500 points. You would do what? 500 divided by 31, and you'll see that you're doing $16 a day, and then you times 16 by, actually no, we'll do that for another day. I'm not good at math. I need to like really plan that out. But there's also a way to, like, once the month starts going and you have like numbers in your back office, there's also a way for you to see what you're going to end the month at so you can know how much more you need to sell. But I really loved the schedule that Daniela shared of Motivational Mondays, Tutorial Tuesdays, Why Pharmacy Wednesdays, Transformation Thursdays, Friday, fun day, and maybe Saturday will be your self-care day. Sunday, I also like to reset. I know Ella wrote in here an IG reset is necessary for the algorithm, and it's true. I always pick one day out of the week where I don't post on my story. And the next day, my views are up like 3 times more than the day before, just because Instagram puts you back on the algorithm. So that doesn't mean that I'm not doing reach outs and I'm not doing follow ups and I'm not having conversations or I'm not checking my chat. It's just I let my Instagram story reset and I'll post a reel, but I just won't post it to my feed. I just let it kind of run through so I can start over again on Monday. So I'm excited to really kick off October. I want to give you guys some tips on how to really start off strong and make sure you have a good closeout to the end of the month. So maybe share in the chat, how did you feel at month end? Drop a one if you were like so excited about the goals that you accomplished. Drop a two if you felt like you could have done more and you wish you had more to work with. And be honest, like it's totally okay. Yeah, a little bit of both for me. But I had my highest BI enrollment month last month over the last 3 months. And I want to give you guys some tips on what's worked for me. I know a lot of us probably ended the month wishing we did more. And it all works with how you start the month and how consistent you are throughout the month. So I also want to see, what are you guys working towards in the chat, like rank wise? 12%, 15%, director, golden, 25%. Perfect. 15%, 22%. Yes. What's your next highest rank? I guess is my question. What would your next highest rank be that you haven't hit yet? What is a goal you haven't hit yet? And what is the next one that you're going for? We have 22%, 12%. So the way that you want to work, for those of you going for new goals, new bonus levels, new ranks, you need to work like the rank you want to become. Adriana shared that you see Issa sharing products, hosting trainings, hosting all this stuff because she has free time. But I have worked with Issa since day one in our previous company. She is working the same as she is today as she did when she had five business partners. She found the time, and it was probably a little more like overwhelming for her because she was, she had, whatever work she had. She didn't have the free time yet, but she made the time and it opened up more time for her. So the way you see me working today is also how I was working when I had two full-time jobs. I was going to school. I just woke up earlier. I stayed up later. I sacrificed my time so that I could invest in more time for myself later. And the way that network marketing works and any entrepreneurial journey that you have is that you work a lot in the beginning for little pay so that you can work a little in the future for a lot of pay. And the new version of yourself that you all want to become, the new rank that you want to achieve here in pharmacy, it's going to require work that you've never done before. Whether it's talking on your story for the first time and then doing it consistently. Maybe you're getting vulnerable. Maybe you're learning how to edit reels for the first time. Maybe you're just learning how to do a get ready with me. Those new versions of yourself, it requires stretching. You need to be stretched. So that overwhelming feeling that some of you might be having with the new chats, the like new things that we're putting out there, it's because you're being stretched. It's good to feel overwhelmed. I'd rather be overwhelmed than underwhelmed. And it just means that I'm reaching a new level. That new level, whenever you hit a new level in your life, it's always going to become right after like a stretching moment where you felt like you weren't going to break through. And the people that go through the breakthrough, they reach that new level. So when you are at the beginning of your month, you have your goal set, you have the structure lined up, you know the PV that you want, you know the numbers that you want, you have all of your content schedule lined up. Now you need to go to work. Someone type work in the chat. We need to go to work. You need to stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, and do the things that we tell you to do. But the first thing that I do is I set the stage. Adriana shared this on a call last month, but you set the stage. So you post on your story, you post on your feed the things that are happening in October. After this call, I'm going to share that I was on a team call. I'm going to share the promotions going on for October, and then I'm going to make a reel sharing the business. I'm going to set the stage, okay? So I share the incentives on my story. I share that we had a kickoff call and that if you want to work from Wi-Fi, DM me info. I'll probably share her story, work with me, beauty influencer infographic, and then I'll make a reel sharing my story and telling people to work with me this month. Once I set the stage, I have a reel up, I have my stories up so people can DM me. I'm gonna go to work. I'm going to start reaching out and I'm gonna start sending people messages. I'm gonna give you some examples and this is recorded so you can go back and write it down or I'll send the scripts in the chat too, but don't get too caught up in the wording. I keep it super simple. So I'll go and I'll message Adriana. Adriana posts a story with her daughter or she posts a selfie on her way to work and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, you are gorgeous. I love your makeup. Are you partnered with a beauty company yet? I don't know how I haven't asked you this before." Super simple. "Oh my gosh, Daniela, I love that outfit. Are you partnered with any brands yet? I don't know how I haven't asked you this before. You'd be so good at what I do." "Oh my gosh, Izzy, I just realized you are such a great mom. You're living at home with your daughter. I'm not sure if you make an income from home yet. Are you monetizing your social media at all?" I ask questions that will guide our conversation to pharmacy. Maybe someone's going out and they're posting happy hour. Oh my gosh, Lisa, I see you're always out. You have so many friends. You have such a great network. You'd be so good at what I do. Are you making an income on Instagram yet? Have you ever thought about making an income online? Are you a beauty influencer with a company? I don't even know what I said, V. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch this. But when you do it so often, it's so simple for you to create the conversation. So I usually just ask questions like I compliment and I ask a question that will lead them to asking about or that will lead them to talking about pharmacy. So now I have all of these conversations going on. I asked 20 girls if they've been a beauty influencer with a company, if they're partnered with another brand, if they're making an income on their social media. Message 20 girls about this. Now these 20 girls are probably going to be like, who is Kat from Kauai? What is this spam? And they're going to go to my page. They're going to see the reel that I just posted. They're going to go to my story. They're going to see that I did a work from Wi-Fi call. They're going to see all of the promotions that I posted last night. They're going to see all of the welcome flyers that I posted. And they're going to see, okay, this might be real. And now they're going to know Kat from Kauai has an opportunity for me. Now, they're probably not going to respond the first time if they've never, or maybe they will. It's always like a 80-20 chance. 20% they ghost me, 80% they respond or react. And now it's time to build rapport. So you start as many conversations as you can from the beginning of the month. And then throughout the month, when you follow Daniela's schedule, when you follow the more, better, new strategy that Adriana gave you, and you're doing more of these things, you're doing these things better, you're doing these new things, you're posting the content throughout your week, all of these people that you reached out to at the beginning of the month are now watching each exposure that you give out. And I do this like you want to do this every week, not just 20 people at the beginning of the month and then you don't reach out to anyone, right? If you do 3 people a day, every week you reach out to 21 people and then you have like 85 at the end of the month. 85 people for you to follow up with, 85 people for you to say, hey, there's a $6 sign up. I know you didn't get started last month, and I'm so glad you didn't because now you are going to get a free aloe when you get started. So when you have all of these reach outs, now they're people that their seeds planted and you have people to follow up with at the end of the month that have received exposures, that have received education and demonstration of what you have to offer. Does that make sense? Cool. So you want to do your reach outs at the beginning of the month. And maybe you didn't get to set the stage last night. A lot of us are new. A lot of us don't know the strategy, but there's strategy to this. I want you to go into WhatsApp. I want you to save all those promotions that were sent into the chat. Post them on your feed. I posted people I don't know. I posted people that aren't on my team because this is adding credibility. And each win that we post, it helps all of us rise. One rising tide lifts all ships, right? Think of if we were 41 boats in the water and we had low tide. But when the tide comes and lifts one ship, that tide is going to lift every other ship in the water. And that's the picture you want to have whenever you post someone else's win to the world. Because it's showing people, well, people are winning there. People are making money. And I know the first thing that comes into your head is, I don't want to annoy people. We're not posting for the masses. We're posting for that one person that has been praying for an opportunity like this. It works. Trust me, I've been doing this for 7 years. Every time I post wins, like I go into work, people are like, well, and they don't respond to my feed. I was like, where'd my earring go? They don't respond to my stories, but I go into work, they're like, wow, Kat, you had a lot of people promote last night. Wow, Kat, I saw all of the welcome flyers that you shared. You have a lot of people joining your pharmacy team. People are watching. So when we share a new welcome flyer, post it on your feed, you're going to set the stage and add credibility to your own business. Your followers don't follow me, my followers don't follow you. They don't know that those people aren't your new beauty influencers. They don't know those people aren't joining your team. So if you want to have a successful month, You need to share all of the wins that happen throughout the month so that there's credibility backing up this great beauty influencer opportunity that you're sharing to the people that you're reaching out to. So create that audience for yourself. Last night, I shared a little whole end of month like assignment for everyone. I don't know if anyone got to do it. I didn't see anyone do it, but it's okay because it's going to be our beginning of the month assignment. I sent in Courtney's reel and I said, everyone remake this to close out the month strong so we can start the month strong. And I honestly, like, I had 5 minutes to make it. I hated the way I sounded. I didn't get to say what I wanted to say. I was like, this is so awkward. But let me tell you guys, I saw this quote yesterday. Awkwardness lasts for 1 minute and regret lasts a lifetime. So if like be awkward for the minute. I'd rather be awkward for a minute than to regret something for a lifetime. So I was like, you know what? I'm just like I got my point across. I'm just gonna edit it real quick and post it up because I told the team to do this, so I have to do it. So I posted it. I was at work editing. People were like, "Where's Kat? I need bread for table 5." I was like, "I need to post this reel." They like people were looking for me. We have a table for her. I'm like, "I just need to get this up really quick. It's the end of the month. I'm gonna make $30,000 a month. You don't understand." And they're gonna remember when I leave that job and make $30,000 a month when they were looking for me for bread for table 5. But when you see vision like that, you're just too excited and you know how important that reel is. So I posted the reel. I was like, okay, now I can send it in the chat and now I can go bring bread to table 5. And then I woke up or I got home at like 1 a.m. I didn't have any comments on my Instagram. I was like, it's okay, I did it for the team. Good leader. And then I went on TikTok and I had like 10 comments. More info, please. More info, please. Here's my Instagram. More info, please. More info, please. I was like, wow. Thank you, Lord, for giving me ideas. And thank you, Lord, for giving me the action to go and step into it. Thank you for the self-discipline, Holy Spirit. Self-discipline is, or self-control is a fruit of the Spirit. So having that self-control to do what you said you were going to do is also important. And when we share these homework assignments to you guys, if you don't do it, fine, but that's just we don't share it because we're like, you must do this because I'm getting paid $200 an hour if you do this. No, we're sharing it with you because we want to help you rise. We want to help you make the income that we told you you would make when you came into this business. But it's not going to happen if you don't take the action step, right? So I encourage all of you, create a reel to start off your month and share. I have the reel on my page. It's like the first reel I posted, and it's like, I started it off with a hook, and I said, this video is gonna change someone's life that decides to watch it today. That way, people are going to watch the rest of the video. And then I said, if you're looking for remote work, you want to travel, you want to choose your own schedule, you want to be your own boss and make money from your phone, I have an opportunity for you. And then I shared, you can earn 50% commission by sharing a lip gloss like this. Basically, shared the business in a minute. And I recorded it. It was like a 3 minute and 50-second video. I would share and then I would just give myself a pause so I would know where to edit and clip very easily. And I condensed it into 1 minute and I posted it because yes, those lives are important, like the IG lives that we do, but sometimes people don't watch it for 40 minutes and videos a minute or less. I think mine ended up being a minute and 20 seconds. That's what people have time to watch that are on the go. Your IG lives, your long form content is going to be for people that have been following you for a while to continue to build rapport. But to bring in new faces, those short videos are very important. And Courtney has so many of them. And I copy everything she does because she's so cool. So if you don't follow Courtney yet, you should follow Courtney. I think it's Courtney Hansen. But that's your homework for today. Create a reel sharing that you have the pharmacy opportunity. And I didn't say pharmacy in the video. I said beauty influencer, 50% commission, brand trips. I shared the things you can earn, and I said comment info if you want to and to get started, to partner with me and get started. I don't know. Don't think too much about the verbiage. It's gonna keep you from posting it because that was me yesterday. I was 5 minutes late to work, trying to record it before I went into work. And I was like, you know what? It's done. This is it. Done is better than perfect. Okay. Awkwardness lasts a minute, regret lasts a lifetime, and done is better than perfect. That needs to help you keep the needle moving in your business because the more you post, the better you'll get. Don't worry about the quality of your content until you've posted like consistently. Because as you continue to post, you'll get better as time goes by. So, let's see, what did I miss here? I think the Adriana, can you see if Cristi can hop on? Sorry. I think the only thing left are the scripts. And I think it's better off if I send the scripts in our WhatsApp chat so you guys can copy and paste. But I literally copy and paste this stuff. But these are my words, so like edit it how you would edit it. But I really like I just talk to people and everything is super personalized. So if I see someone posting a story, putting on lip gloss, I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, do you get paid to share that lip gloss? You should partner with me. You'd be so good at it. If I see them brushing their hair, oh my gosh, girl, do you get paid to use your hair products? Does that hair company pay you? You should partner with me. You'd make so much money. Oh my gosh, you guys get it, right? There's not much more to explain to that. But basically, your goal is to invite as many people to our info calls at the beginning of the month, second week, third week. By the fourth week, you have people to work with and close. Reach outs throughout the month. I do a lot in the beginning of the month because, our motivation's high. We're getting off all these calls. We're excited. So I make sure to plant those seeds. You don't want to waste your time doing this. Oh, Cristi's on. Perfect. So to close out, we'll just have Cristi just kind of share a little bit. Thank you guys for sticking on. My friend.
For real, it's like call after call, and they're still here because we're ready to work. Drop a 10 in the chat if you feel the momentum. I am so happy we have this chat and we're doing this, and I feel it coming. I know we're all hungry for it, and I'm so, so happy and grateful that you guys are here. It says a lot about yourself that you're showing up call after call, and then we have the call with Isa. And I know that it's been a while. I have so much I want to share. I want to touch base on your why and mindset and your limiting beliefs, but I know that it's been a long call, and I heard a little bit what the girls were saying, so I don't want to speak about what they already spoke about. However, we do have a call tomorrow at 1 p.m., right? Correct? At 1 p.m. where I'm going to be speaking, and I want to go more in detail. So just give me 5 minutes. I'm just going to go over it real quick. But tomorrow I'm going to go more in detail, right? I know that you hear all of these tips, all of these IPAs, and all the leaders are telling you how they did their business just for you to duplicate it, right? But some of us, because that was me, I was like, I cannot do that because how am I going to do that? I'm not capable of doing that. I had all these limiting beliefs, all these insecurities, I was on my own way of my own success, and I really couldn't believe that I could click live or record a video. Or I remember the first time I spoke on the camera, I was shaking and I grabbed my phone, I turned it off, I threw it on my bed and I started running, and I didn't want to turn it on. I was freaking out. So I know that feeling. And the main thing that helped me, you guys, which is part of what you should be doing and adding to your daily IPAs, it's part of your work and it's going to help you not only with pharmacy, but with your life, is personal development. So if you haven't added it to your IPAs for all of you that don't know, it means income producing activities, which is a lot of times we think we're working just because we join a call, but are you taking notes? Are you applying? Are you actually taking action? Like nothing happens if you don't take action. So add it to your IPAs, and just, it's different for everyone. For example, when I first joined, I knew that what was stopping me was my confidence. I didn't believe in myself. So the personal development that I was listening to, that I was Googling, that I was searching for, it was how to learn to love myself, how to lose the fear of the camera, how to become more confident, when I tell you that I Googled everything, I Googled absolutely everything. I had no upline. I had no team. We're so lucky and blessed and spoiled that we have not only More Than Business, but now we have Her Society. I didn't have any of that, and I made it happen. Why? Because I had a computer and I had a vision and I was hungry for it and I wanted to make it work for me, right? So I Googled everything. So I want you guys to really self-evaluate and identify what is it that's stopping you from your next rank, from your next goal. What is it? Let's be honest, it's yourself, but it's different for all of us. In my case, the personal development that I'm currently listening to is leadership, because that's where I'm at, right? I want to be a better leader. I want to lead my team and my leaders the right way so we can duplicate and so on and so forth. But maybe you just started and you're brand new and you're at a completely different chapter than we are, right? Don't compare your chapter 1 or your chapter 5 to someone else's chapter 20. I know it's very cliche, we say it all the time, but it's so true, because we're always comparing, we're girls, and it's not from God, but it is what it is. So identify what's the issue, what's stopping you, and then search for that type of personal development. Like maybe it's confidence, maybe it's believing in yourself. Another really important thing that helped me is knowing my why. Think about it, like really self-evaluate. Why do I want to make this work? And I know that a lot of you are going to say immediately money. Obviously, we're all joined for the money, but it has to be a little deeper than that. Why do you want to be successful? Is it debt? Is it, you want to help your parents? Is it, I don't know, is it your kids, putting them in aftercare activities? Is it extra groceries, gas, whatever it is, it has to go even deeper than that. How is it going to make you feel? What is it going to do for your family? When I first joined, I thought it was the money. And then when I started getting the money, I was like, no, this is not it. This is so much deeper than that. And I realized that when I was little, and I told you guys my story last night, that I saw my mom and my aunt struggling, depending on a man their whole lives. And I was like, I want to prove my little girl that I can do something for myself, not because my husband wasn't great or anything. I'm so grateful for him, but I wanted more. I wanted to show my children that mommy can do it also. I wanted to show myself, to be honest. I wanted that respect for myself. I wanted to love myself. And that was my why. And then your why is going to continue to change. Right now, I'm in a stage in my life that my why is because I want to help women that were in the same shoes that I was on, because I know that feeling. I know that feeling of I'm never going to accomplish much. I'm never going to get there. It seems so far away. I'm nobody. I don't know if you guys feel that way. I hope not, but that's how I felt. I didn't like myself. I didn't think I was capable of doing anything. I was like, me, a leader, a mentor to who? Who's going to trust me? Who's going to follow me? Who's going to listen to me? But through personal development and by putting in the work, I have overcome all of those limiting beliefs, and here we are. However, remember guys that you don't have a boss here. No one's going to be on top of you telling you, hey Mandy, hey Monica, hey Izzy, did you do your IPAs? Did you do your personal development? So I think the hardest part for me this whole journey with network marketing is that I am my own boss, because we don't have anyone to tell us what to do. We have to be responsible. You have to be your own boss. You have yourself, and then the boss version of you that's telling you like, hey, get up. Hey, do this, join the call, take the notes, have your own personal power hours. What does that mean? Don't wait for us to host a power hour. Set a time of intentional work, you yourself, that you can focus 1 hour, 2 hours, and be intentional. And in that time, give 15-20 minutes to personal development. Just feed your brain, feel good about yourself, make a plan. What is it going to make me, how am I going to gain more confidence? How? By doing the things that you promised yourself that you were going to do, by applying everything you're learning. One thing is joining these calls with AirPods while you're doing laundry and you're cooking. And I know we all have families, we're all busy, but it would be so much better if you just watch the recording when you have laser focused attention by yourself, and you can take notes and then make a plan to apply all the skills that you're learning. Does that make sense? So I want to go more in depth about the why and the mindset and personal development. Hopefully I can do that tomorrow at the call that we have at 1 p.m. I know that it's been a long call. I just wanted to add personal development to your IPAs, because I do believe it's very, very, very important. So I started again. I fell off for a bit, but I started again. Every morning now, I'm doing it again. I'm reading my Bible, I'm journaling, and I'm taking at least 15 to 30 minutes to watch a video that helps me with my leadership, because that is the personal development that I need at the current moment. Maybe you need a different one. If you don't know, maybe let me know, DM me, write it on the chat. We can help you figure it out. But I know there's a blockage for all of us. For all of us is different. Well, not for everyone. There's people like Adriana and Kat and Danielle and Catherine that are the most confident queens in the world. But most of us, when we first started, we're like, okay, no, wait, hold on. What are they gonna think? What are they gonna say? Da-da-da. Guys, no one is not that serious. No one's thinking about you because they're all worried about what people are thinking about them. That's what people really are thinking about. No one's thinking about what you're doing, right? And at the end of the day, like Kat said, yeah, we might be cringe. What is it that you said? Something about the awkwardness lasts 1 second and regret lasts a lifetime. It's so true, you guys. It's so true. But at the end of the day, we're here. We're doing this together. Momentum is crazy. I'm so excited for what's to come. I'm so glad and happy and blessed that you're all here with us. And I don't know about you, but I feel it. I feel it coming. It's our turn. We just gotta keep the momentum going and keep the excitement, because let me tell you, once you lose the momentum or you fall off for a bit because you get your period or your kid is sick or you get into an argument with your man or life happens, because life is always gonna happen, getting your momentum back, it's harder every single time. Trust me, I'm telling you from experience. So even if things happen, because life is gonna happen, that's when you go back to your why. Why do you want to make this work? And you need to have it very, very clear. Actually, back to the story, I did it for my little girl. I printed out a picture of me as a little baby. That was like Brielle's age, and I had it like next to my vanity at that time. And every time I wanted to give up, I would look at her and I was like, no, I'm not letting you down. No, little girl, I got you. I'm gonna be the adult you needed when you were little, and I'm gonna make you proud. And every time it worked, and it would make me cry. Maybe because I looked just like my daughter when she was little. But yeah, that's really cute. So just be really intentional with your why and why you want to make this work, and work really hard at it every day, because anyone is capable of making this work. I believe it. I know all of us are gonna be in Turkey next year. So let's have an amazing October. Thank you, girls, for your trainings. You guys are so amazing. I'm so happy and blessed to have you in my life. I love you all. I'll see you guys at Issa's call tonight. God bless. Bye.
Happy October. Tomorrow we have our Rise to Director call for those of you, all of you, that want to learn how to hit director. We are going to be doing that at 1 p.m. Eastern time on how to hit director, make your first $1,000 in this business. So we will see you there. The link will be in our announcements chat. And like Christy said, have a good October. Bye.
Bye.